I'm now delighted to introduce Gertner, who is currently starring in this very theatre, being absolutely brilliant in the Book of Mormon. I saw it last night, incredible. And he's going to talk us through some of the things he's done for Broadway Cares, which he's hoping to do this time in the West End. Without further ado, here's Jared.
Hi, thank you. Lower the mic for the little guy. Okay. Hi, I'm so happy to be here, especially after watching all these videos. It's really inspiring. So in America, we do 6 weeks of collections twice a year for Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS. I've been really active in this collection and in the organization throughout my career. And Gavin Creel, who's my co-star in the Book of Mormon, also from America, when we were on the US tour of Mormon, we actually broke the record for the most money ever raised by a show for, I'm very sorry. We raised, in 6 weeks, we raised $500,000, which is like 150 pounds. So earlier this year, we applied some of the same techniques and enthusiasm to a collection here in the UK for Mad Trust. And here we raised 10,000 pounds in just 4 shows. So I'm here to represent Gavin as well. He's sorry that he can't be here, and I'll tell you what we do, and if it helps you, then hopefully you can apply that, and that'd be great. Americans are not as polite as Brits, you may have noticed. So that's a shame, I think, but it does make us really good at aggressively asking for money. So the reason that Gavin and I work so well together is that we really feel passionately about collecting for charity. We realize that we sing and dance for a living and we get to do what we love, and so we feel obligated almost to do what we can to help other people. And if that means staying 15 extra minutes to collect money or come in a little early to count money, we feel like it's the right thing to do, so we do. So there's 3 things that we do to collect money. 1, a great speech is sort of the most important thing. You have to have a great speech. 2, enthusiastic cast members out in the house in costume collecting. And 3, we come up with really creative ways to make money and to get people to part with their money. I handle the speech, Gavin does the front of house. I've seen Gavin up on the bar, waving his ridiculously long arms and getting people excited. We have our other cast members sort of scream back and forth to each other like, oh, I just got a 50, I got a 20, you know, I have still room in my bucket. I think if there's people in costume out there every night, it's so much more likely that people will give. And if they're enthusiastic and they make it a sort of party atmosphere, then all for the better. As for the speech, I can't stress enough how important a curtain speech is. I know that that's not always done here. Curtain speeches are sort of what get people excited about giving. And given by a cast member, especially someone who's played a prominent part in the show, I think is really important too, because they've been following them for a couple hours and they want to listen to them. They're open to hearing what they have to say. So there's 5 things I think that make up a good speech. 1, make them laugh if you can. You saw how effective it was in the Les Mis video when they came up with a couple small jokes. It doesn't matter how cheesy, the audience will laugh and they'll eat it up. The other thing is make it really heartfelt. Maybe tell a personal story, explain why the cause is important to you. I think if you make them want to help you help the cause, that's effective as well. 3, being very specific about what the charity is. So memorize a few facts and figures about acting for others that will help explain to people what it is we're going to be doing with their money. 4, be brief, which I'm not doing now, sorry. But get in as much information as you can in as short an amount of time as possible. So that doesn't mean rush through the information, I think, but just keep up at a brisk pace. I treat the curtain speech like a monologue, so I memorize it. I make it sound like it's happening right there in front of them. But I think that the more you're rehearsed with it, the better. And the last thing is, don't apologize for asking for money. If you believe in the cause that you're asking for, then you don't have to apologize. You can just simply ask people to please help acting for others because you believe in what they do. Tell them that it means so much to you, but more importantly, so much to all the people that will be helped by the money. And let them know that every little bit helps. No donation's too small, no donation's too large. That's the speech and the collections, both super important. The last thing that we'd like to submit is, because we collect so much in America and for so many weeks, we have to come up with creative ways to get people to give money. So I think acting for others could be a difficult pitch because we're asking them to give money for us, for our community. So how do we tie it in? Well, I think that giving them something in return is always helpful. see if your company will donate posters and get everybody in the cast to sign it. Sell them. We in America on Broadway, we were selling Book of Mormon posters for $250 a pop. I don't know if that would fly here, but 50 or 60 quid, I think you might be able to get people to go for it if it's signed by the whole cast. I just said quid. I feel like such a local. Yeah. I think that was my first time using that word. Thank you. Also, people might want to take pictures with the cast members in the audience. Let them know that if people want to take pictures, you'd like a donation for it. Maybe ask for a tenner, and then they'll pose with a picture. So that's helpful. Or just make it more formal. Gavin and I would do a couple days a week, we'd go out and we'd do a photo booth. So we would set up and we'd have a stage manager sort of cue people up. I was British too, did you like that? Cue people up and then run the line and collect money and take the pictures for them. And so we made a lot of money that way. On-stage auctions can be really fun. They're very scary because if they don't go well, it's horrible. But if you have some good items, if you have like a backstage tour or a walk-on part in your show or an old prop or a costume that's signed by somebody, these things make really great keepsakes, and I think that people may bid high. We actually were fortunate enough to get some scripts from South Park signed by Matt and Trey, who wrote our show, so we're going to be maybe auctioning some of those. There's also, we did a raffle. You could put your name in a box, and at the end of the collection, we pull the name. It's 20 quid to enter. I'm just throwing it around now. Quid. It's 20 quid to enter, and then if your name gets picked, we did like a backstage experience, and we made several $1,000s doing that. So there's a lot of creative ways to get people to part with their money. Charity is not always a good motivator, but greed usually is. So the last thing that I'll leave you with is this. My favorite thing, right? My favorite thing about the collections and the events that we do for Broadway Cares in America is that it unites the Broadway community in a really beautiful way. We encourage each other and we work together to make as much money as we can. At the Book of Mormon, we've taken that idea and we've sort of put it into our speech to bring in some healthy competition. So we try and get it going with who can raise the most money, who can do the coolest things to raise money. And I heard Andrew Rannells do this in his speech on Broadway. He was in the original cast of Book of Mormon, and I stole it because I think it's brilliant. And I let the audience know that all of the West End shows will be collecting for this charity, and that we all want to raise the most money, and that we really want to win. And it sounds ridiculous, but we have people coming up to us in the lobby saying, "Oh, I hope you beat Wicked. Oh, good luck, I hope you win. This is exciting, how can we find out who wins?" So I think that trying to get that kind of enthusiasm going with people could be really great. So I said that this would be brief, and then I rattled on, I'm sorry, but I'm very passionate about using our platform that we're given to help others, and I think that if everyone gets really excited about this collection, that we can raise more money than ever before. So good luck, and thank you for letting a rude and aggressive American share his thoughts.
Darren's Gertner, isn't it? It is a great platform we have, and we are reticent in Britain to stand up like they do, but we can learn from that. And some of those things that you were saying are things that I've adopted when I make the front of house speech, and it does work, it is effective, and we know that the cause that we're trying to raise money for is really important as well. All of us in here know people that we've worked with who desperately need help from one of the charities at some point. And I like the idea of show wars.